So welcome back to MTZ, and here we are talking about MovesFlash. Today we're going to be discussing Roe versus Wade and all of the heavy emotions that came along with it. So the floor is open to anyone who has anything to share.
I don't know. I'm just so shocked at how something that is so unfavorable, most people did not want this to happen, can just happen because of literally 5 people. Like 4 men, 1 woman that we all hopefully hate. And like they have this crazy amount of power that they should not have.
I just know from what's on social media and the news and everything that the majority of people did not want this decision to be made, and it's really unfortunate that it was. I hope my children never have to grow up in a world that's like this.
I've actually been seeing too now is some red states that everyone's expecting them to enforce it are actually not. And I saw that now the Supreme Court is, I think this whole overturn is actually not going to be like as effective as I think they were hoping it would be, because the red states aren't turning the way that they wanted them to, which I think just kind of speaks to like humanity as a whole. I think it's kind of people, waking up and being like, this is not political. This is really more just like, this is women and it's their body and that's it. And it doesn't have to do about it shouldn't have to do about religion. It shouldn't have to do about politics. It's just that simple. It's that it's women and it's their body and it's their choice and it's no one else's say.
I think that it's really disappointing to just grow up in a world where I feel like I'm constantly having to fight for myself and just having a right to be a woman. And also I feel like to have this as a political issue, especially in cases of rape and incest and ectopic pregnancies where women will literally die if they give birth, is just so messed up. And I just want to say fuck Amy Coney Barrett as a woman to vote yes on this, because that is so messed up. And I feel really just I feel helpless because I'm a white woman living in the Northeast where this isn't really going to affect me. And I just really feel for all the women living in southern states and all the women of color that this is really going to affect.
Say the poor get poorer because the rich get richer. And the rich get richer because life is easy if you have money. And it's not if you don't. And I know for a fact that I've been there, I've slept on the floor. And you know what it's like. You come from a space where you know that we were all, I was there, and I know what it's like not to have things in life. And so then you cut all the corners to get what you can and how to get them. And when life becomes about survival and becomes about just living and breathing, then you're going to do what you want to do to try and beat your way through it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think what frustrates me most about it is they're so big on pro-life, but they're not thinking about what actually happens when the life comes into this world. And they're not thinking about all the healthcare, the shelters, the food, every single other aspect that it takes in actually raising a child, they're completely neglecting. And that's the part that I'm just kind of our adoption systems right now are shit. They're literally terrible. So it's how do you expect all these thousands, millions of babies to be born into this world where they're not going to be supported for? And that's why I'm just so where's the pro-life in that?
Yeah, and also if a 12-year-old girl or a 13-year-old girl applied to foster or adopt a baby, she would not be able to do that. But if she gets raped, you're going to force her to have the child.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense? That makes quite literally no sense.
So far, and we've as women, and we've done so much, and we've fought, and people have died, and every time we think we've come so far, there's something like this to remind us that we're just not
equal.
The fact that you can rape someone and a man can rape someone and get 6 months in prison, versus a doctor performs a life-saving abortion can get up to 20 years in prison.
It's really disappointing too that the only contraception and the only bans on pregnancies are abortion and not vasectomies or condoms. You're gonna block all forms of birth control except a condom. You're gonna block abortions, but not vasectomies or condoms. That doesn't make any sense, because that's literally a war on women. You're literally saying it's women versus men.